Hi everyone, me again from the Toccoa Valley. As you can see, they're doing a lot of road work. And in fact, I started one video and had to stop it because we sat here for so long. But they're widening this road out. They've been working on it for a couple of years now, and they're making progress. It won't be much longer. Putting in some guardrails right there. You know, they usually wait till they've gotten a lot done before they do that. But we'll see how it goes. I know they need to do this. This road, I'm sure, gets pretty busy at times. Maybe they're just looking ahead. You know, it's 4-lane up till you get to the Toccoa Valley, coming from 74, and maybe they're just going to 4-lane it or 3-lane it. I think they're just going to 3-lane it. Give you a middle where, you know, where they zigzag 2 lanes this way for a while, then it goes back the other way. If you've seen roads like that. But this particular area right here is unchanged from where we were last time. Well, they did pave a little bit of it, but for the most part it was unchanged. But this is how they're going to do it. Will they make 4 lanes out of this? I don't know. I guess they could, technically, if they repaint it right. But maybe it will be 4 right here, who knows. They had to cut back all these hills and had to move a lot of dirt, fill in a lot of areas. But kind of cool, some of the equipment, pavers and rollers and excavators, earth movers, things like that. Reminds me back in the day when I was a teenager and I did this sort of work. Big old dump truck. Never drove one that big. Well, I drove a couple of big things. It's a lot of fun when you're a teenager. You talk about a feeling of power. And they got the bulldozer up on the hill there off to our left. I'm sure they're working up here on this part up here as well, because this was all part of the same thing. And they're going down the road ahead of us as well. So all this stuff is going to get... Oh, boy, they've made a lot of progress on this one. Oh, they're just starting to pave this. Look, they got some paving there. There's the rock wall reinforcement. It's really poured concrete, but it looks like rock with that cover on it. This will be at least 3 lanes going up here. That'll make a difference. Royal Motorcycle Lodge signs all torn up. Guess they don't have a sign guy anymore. But yeah, look how pretty it looks through here. Yeah, this was just a regular old dirt bank. And oh yeah, they're going to be able to do 4 lanes on this. I think no trouble if they decide to do that. But we're climbing up the mountain here. We have to go over this mountain, and then once we're at the top and we go down, we'll be headed into the valley that Robbinsville sits in. Robbinsville, I guess, is the closest, well, I don't know if it's closer to us than Bryson City. I guess it is, but not by much. And you can certainly get into Bryson City pretty quick because it's all pretty much 4-lane all the way to it. But Robbinsville's a nice little town. Got some good restaurants there, and gas, whatever, general store, whatever you might need. They didn't have a Walmart, but did have a CVS, I think, and got a really nice hardware store. Got an Ingles, pretty much everything. You don't need to go very far to get anything you want. The funny part was this all used to be dry back several years ago, and people would come up here and expect to be able to get a beer or get a drink or some wine or something somewhere, and there wasn't any available. And then the Fontana Lodge had a dispensation. They were exempt, and so they had a little store there. You could go in and buy a bottle of wine. I don't know if they sold beer. They probably did. But if you wanted liquor, you had to go all the way to Andrews, and you might still have to as far as that goes. I don't know about liquor. I'm not a drinker, so I don't know. But yeah, look at all the work. Yeah, see, they still got to put the facade, the stone facade on that and finish this. So they got a lot of work yet to do. But they really have done a bunch. I mean, This is a long, long way, and they've had to do this retaining wall pretty much the whole way. I mean, look how straight up and down that is right there. All the weight of that mountain right there pushing down. And that is mostly rock, but they've still reinforced it with concrete and veneer and all that. But you haven't seen it. I don't know if they'll show it here, but everywhere you see these little square things on the concrete, those are reinforcements, and they've used a drill to drill way into the mountain, into the rock, and they anchor it, and those are anchor bolts, and that's helping hold the wall up there. Pretty cool. You see how thick it some spots you can see how thick it is. It looks like it's 3 or 4 feet thick in spots. Oh, there they are. They're putting up the veneer right there. They're pouring it. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, look at this. This is neat. Now what are they going to do here? That's cool. Oh, I don't know what's going on right here. That's neat. You can have a divided highway right here, or a pull off or something. I don't know what this is. It's pretty cool. Oh well. If you come to this area, just remember that the road's right around Robbinsville, and this road that takes you over to 74 is, or excuse me, that takes you over to 129, the Robbinsville, is going to have construction on it. I think Sundays, rainy days of course there won't be any, but Sundays they don't usually work, I don't think. I don't know how far behind schedule they are. But they certainly spent a lot of money and doing a lot of time on this. And I think that you can see it, they've actually got a channel, a gutter for the water to run off the mountain down the gutter instead of over the wall and come down. All these guys working, I know they're glad it's not cold as it has been. Can't imagine working in 20-degree weather up here trying to pour concrete, which is really difficult to do in freezing temperatures. Pretty cool. Oh, they got that excavator there. They'll have to have the crane to lift the excavator back out once they're done, because they got it behind the fence. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they did have this blocked, didn't they? They had it blocked all the way down the mountain. But you can get an idea of what all's involved here. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to be really slow going into Robbinsville, and it's really just through the valley. So I'll just knock this off for now. Save my battery for the Churrahall Skyway, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.